Did you know that the world's smallest art masterpieces are so tiny they can sit on the tip of an eyelash or inside the eye of a needle? And did you know that the man behind these almost invisible wonders is the son of Jamaican immigrants who was once mocked, ignored, and told he'd never amount to anything? This is the astonishing story of Willard Wigan. A man who turned silence, struggle, and rejection into microscopic miracles. A man who holds the Guinness World Record for creating the smallest handmade sculptures on Earth. So grab your microscope, because in this episode of Did You Know, we're diving into a story so small it's enormous. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Did You Know feature where we uncover mind-blowing facts about science, history, and everything in between. Before we dive in, just to let you know that we're seeing that 55% of our viewers who watch our channel regularly have not subscribed to us yet. So we're asking you a favor. Before we start our deep dive, if you like us and want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. We assure you that we will commit to bringing you the best videos each week. We also crave your feedback and suggestions as we aim to give you the best content possible. Willard Wigan was born in 1957 in Birmingham, England. The son of Jamaican immigrants, he grew up in a working-class neighborhood full of challenges, poverty, racism, and little room for kids who didn't fit the mold. And Willard, he didn't just not fit the mold, he shattered it. In school, he struggled to read. Letters would dance around the page. Words made no sense. No one realized it at the time. But Willard was both dyslexic and autistic, so conditions barely understood back then, especially in inner-city schools. His teachers didn't offer help. They offered humiliation. He was ridiculed, labeled slow, even forced to stand in front of the class as an example of failure. Failure. That word echoed in Willard's mind day after day, but the world he escaped to was different. In his backyard, hiding in the garden shed, Willard began building things. Tiny things, a house for ants, a hat for a spider, shoes for an insect. He was only 5 years old. To most people, building a house for ants would be silly, pointless even. But to Willard, it was a world where he was in control, where he didn't need to read or spell or explain. It was a silent world, but a safe one. His first sculptures were made from bits of splinters, crushed matchsticks, and grains of sand. He crafted bedrooms for bugs, schools for spiders, entire cities for ants. He would later recall, "I started making houses for ants because I thought they needed somewhere to live." These weren't just childlike fantasies. They were the early signs of a mind that saw what others couldn't and believed what others didn't. And someone did believe in him, his mother. One day she said to him, "The smaller you make your art, the bigger your name will become." She wasn't wrong. Willard's mother continued encouraging his strange but beautiful gift. One evening, while watching TV, they heard a phrase, "It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven." Willard was intrigued. A camel? In the eye of a needle? His mother smiled, handed him a needle and said, "Why don't you try it?" Challenge accepted. With a shard of nylon thread, a magnifying glass, and intense focus, Willard carved something resembling a camel and carefully slid it through the needle's eye. His mother looked and laughed. "Still too big," she said. From that day forward, he began shrinking his art and shrinking it again and again, until one day it was so small it could sit inside the groove of a hair. As Willard grew older, he dedicated his life to perfecting a skill few even knew existed: microscopic sculpture. His tools, not paintbrushes and chisels, but insect hairs, diamond slivers, pieces of glass shards, microsurgical blades. He even made his own paintbrush using a single eyelash. That's right, a brush made from one human lash. He worked under a microscope in total silence, holding his breath for minutes at a time, because even a heartbeat could ruin the sculpture. Sometimes he'd accidentally inhale a week's worth of work, and yet he kept going. His sculptures included the Statue of Liberty inside a needle, a microscopic replica of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, a sculpture of Barack Obama perched on the tip of a needle, and yes, a caravan of camels walking through the eye of a needle. Each piece took weeks, sometimes months. Each one was invisible to the naked eye. But Willard wasn't just sculpting atoms, he was carving a new identity. In 2013, Willard Wigan did what no one else on Earth had done. He created a 24-karat gold motorcycle that fit inside a human hair. That earned him his first Guinness World Record. But that wasn't enough. In 2017, he broke his own record with a sculpture of a fetus that measured just 0.078 by 0.053 millimeters, smaller than a grain of sand. It was the smallest handmade sculpture ever created. This earned him international fame, headlines, interviews, exhibits, and in 2007, the Queen of England made it official. Willard Wigan was awarded an MBE, Member of the British Empire, for his contributions to art. At Buckingham Palace, he presented the Queen with a tiny crown, so small it could sit on the tip of a pin. She laughed and said it wouldn't fit her head. What began in a backyard shed for ants became a global phenomenon. Willard has exhibited his microscopic masterpieces around the world, from New York to Dubai. His work has been studied by scientists, admired by artists, and celebrated by educators. He has spoken on TED stages and inspired thousands with one core message: Willard Wigan, what others call weakness, can become your greatest strength. His learning differences, they didn't stop him, they guided him. His isolation, it became his training ground. His pain, it became purpose. Today, he uses his platform to support children with learning disabilities, reminding them that success isn't measured by school grades or test scores, but by imagination, persistence, and heart. Willard often says that the world focuses too much on big things, big achievements, big dreams, big personalities. But he reminds us of something different, that the little things are often the most powerful. His art teaches us to look closer, to slow down, to appreciate the unseen, whether it's a sculpture on a pinhead or the quiet child in the back of the room. He once said, "Willard Wigan, I make art that can't be seen by the human eye. You need to look through a microscope. But sometimes what's invisible is what matters most. And what we ignore, overlook, or call insignificant, they may just be holding the key to wonder." Willard Wigan started his life being told he was worthless. But he went on to create things no human had ever made before. He didn't find success despite his differences. He found success because of them. His art cannot be seen with the naked eye. But his story, it speaks volumes. So the next time you feel small, unimportant, invisible, remember Willard Wigan. Remember that even the tiniest voice can echo across the world. And remember Willard Wigan. The smaller you make something, the bigger your name can become. Thanks for watching this episode of Did You Know? If you were inspired by Willard Wigan's microscopic masterpieces, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And as always, keep your eyes open, because the world's most incredible stories are often hiding in plain sight, or, in this case, in the eye of a needle.